and change. She said, "There's something really important that I have to worry about." I said, "Well, it's old as well." So I can call, that's no problem. Okay, so just change it the second everything else. That's it, okay. I can leave that.
All right, shall we stand for the prayer and pledge? Praise God, our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your many, many blessings in life. And we just thank you, Lord, for being with us today, watching over us, be with our first responders and our people, employees at the courthouse. We ask you to be, watch over them. And Heavenly Father, we ask you to be, a lot of tragedies going on here lately and with people. We just ask you to be with them and help them, because I know it's a struggle. So Lord, we just ask that you'll give us the knowledge and wisdom, make the best decisions for our county. We ask this in Jesus' name.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. All three commissioners, Candace and Lauren's here. You got anything else on the agenda?
That's, I don't think we, nothing was added.
Okay, I hear a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second, we approve that also. Public comments. Anybody got anything they'd like to say? Nothing? Correspondence.
I didn't make copies. There's one for each of you.
I'll have to make copies of this. It's from the Public Service Commission. Did you get this as well? I think we've already,
So it's not the same case? Oh, this is a different case.
yeah.
And I'll add this to Tuesday's meeting. Okay.
We don't really have, you don't have any correspondence, do you?
Just that right there, in front of you, the envelope.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, it's
I didn't know.
Community Trust Foundation. It's an invite, and then. Where's yours on that?
September 3rd.
Okay. Rest your mail.
Okay.
So you can sign. You sign in.
Okay, Community Trust Foundation. They're having a, it's like a power of the community. They're gonna honor three people here. Who's it gonna be held? Frostburg State University. And if anybody wants to go,
I don't think it's anybody.
huh?
They did by invitation.
Oh, is it only by
Yeah.
invitation? I didn't read the whole thing. I just need to.
It's a.
There's room. You need room. Get your room.
Oh, I'm not worried about the room.
No, space, seating space. It's
Space,
tight.
I'm not worried about the space. There's something else on there that concerns me. It's my wallet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They, I understand it to a point.
Thank you.
$1 million back in the community.
Huh?
They put $4.5 million back in the community just this year in grants. It's not everything else, so.
But it's $150 per person.
I'll make room at my table if you can't.
So.
The table.
Right, 80 off.
Or you are making jokes. Okay.
I don't know.
And Staff, thank you for the lovely plan. It is greatly appreciated. When Pat attended a few meetings, he felt that we were very supportive and accommodating of the landmark commission. Sincerely, Barbara and family. So. Okay, thank you. All right. So we'll move on down there. Old business. The DNR renewal of
I did ask the auditor's office when I was down there, about the 1 year lease. And she wasn't sure the exact code section, it was in 7, and she said it didn't really apply. To like the copiers and, my mind just went whoosh.
What about the Lorena stuff?
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's what and I told her what it was, and of course, she said, needed to look at the code section, and I was supposed to email her when I got back and ask her what that code section was, because she didn't know it right off the top of her head, obviously, nobody knows this, things right off the top of her head. So
so is it,
the copier portion's fine, the lease for Lorena, I'm not 100% sure. And then I wasn't sure about the one, they wanted it extended from 15 year to 25 year too, and that seemed like a long jump, so I don't know if you want, probably Lorena, hold off to the next meeting.
Well, I'll look at it as well, Lauren.
I gotta email Tiffany in the code section, so that,
Okay, that would be good. Because there's no financial, there's no money involved in it, right? It's just
now we just pay it off, they pay us off.
okay, but there's no profit off of it.
No.
Okay.
okay, then we'll carry that over to the next
But the
meeting.
prosecuting attorney for the copiers, since it's not a purchase, it's an actual, we're leasing from them.
Not an issue.
Right.
So, make a motion to approve the prosecuting attorney to lease new renewal of the lease for the printer copier.
Second that.
It's just quote, we only good for 17 days.
Okay, new business. Discuss and approve changing July 14th meeting to July 13th.
I think Jason has a scheduling conflict. Is that right, Jason? Yeah, pick up on that, or you just wanted to go to Monday instead of Tuesday? Monday. That should not be an issue, is it?
Now, I have an appointment I didn't realize, so I'll just have to leave the meeting early.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I second. Yeah, approve that also. Monday, the July the 13th at 8:30, correct?
Yes. And if you have anything for the agenda, you would let me know, we'll get that taken care of as well.
All right, so we're gonna discuss and approve county coordinators interviewing and hiring.
So, we have been receiving several, we've received, I think at this point, 28 or 29, resumes through Indeed. We haven't had any dropped off.
No.
Okay. We posted both on Indeed and on the courthouse, Facebook page. A lot of, good candidates. I have talked to, I talked on the phone too. I do have some scheduled for an executive session to talk to them. I know this will be on YouTube for everyone to view, just to make sure that, the commissioners will be the one doing interviews. I'm just phone screening some, and just talking to folks that understand qualifications, but they will ultimately make the decision. But I do have one coming on in person at 9:30, so if we can do executive session then,
We done meeting with that.
hopefully. And of course, we can do, I have another that responded, so we have 3 that we can call. And they're open all morning,
What's the deadline for application?
tomorrow. Thank you for asking, I was about to bring that up, so, again, I started early prior to the posting coming down, but we will be accepting them through the end of business tomorrow. So if anybody else comes through tomorrow and they show good qualifications and a background in, what they're looking for ultimately, grant experience, facilities management, maintenance, things of that nature. As long as they have those, we will call them and have them come in for an interview as well. So a good turnout thus far. I was happy to see that so many people were interested. We did do locally, so I think I told you around 30 to 35 miles radius, basically is what we're getting. So some in Cumberland, Oakland area, but not my further than 35 miles, I'm sorry, I do well with directions. But we do have a good turnout on that, so, I'm very hopeful that someone will be in place to start or have started before my last day. That's where we work with that, so we will have some, phone interviews today and one in person. And potentially more to come if we do receive some tomorrow.
Okay,
You could potentially schedule interviews and on 13
Yeah.
as well.
Yes, so if we do, that's a good point. If we do have some, I will get those set up to come in on the 13th. You can say,
so how you got one?
for that, yes. Thank you.
Okay, the courtroom remodel.
So this would be the meeting where we would open up the bids, because it would be, of course, closed until we came into the meeting. We did not receive any bids. Tammy followed up with a company who had inquired about bidding. She reached out to them and they were no longer interested. So we have, sent a few out to contractors. Lance was one of them.
John Kessler.
John Kastner, a few others, that I've just basically received a list, so it's not based on anything. I received a list from the state, the Supreme Court. They sent me some contractors within West Virginia. So we're reaching out. We also posted in the Cumberland Times News. We had only used Kaiser's paper, but we did not receive any bidders from that, so we, went with Cumberland. We'll run it on, 2 Fridays? So that, and then we're reaching out to contractors. So hopefully we can get someone of interest, that's interested in doing it.
You say you reached out to Jonathan? Chestnut?
She did, yes.
What, did he respond?
He did. He said he was interested and he asked me to send him a bid package.
John's the one that done the health work. He's
Yeah.
very good.
That's what someone had.
Yeah, he
someone
is.
told us that, yes.
He's good.
Okay.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. He does excellent work. Right, looking for a photo.
Yeah, no, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, very nice.
So we're gonna reach out and get as many as we can so that, we can see what those bids come in at.
Does the Supreme Court have any suggestions?
They did. They had suggestions that we potentially ask or find a project engineer of some kind. But we can only spend 5% of that budget on architectural or like some sort of project management. So it's approximately $5,000. Just to be transparent. So, we were hopeful that we could find a general contractor to take it over so that they could manage the entire project. However, when I've talked to candidates for this position, I've looked for that in case that would become the situation where they would be working with subcontractors or people doing specifically like, carpeting, and this person in this role would oversee all that. So I'm trying to set it up so that either way, if we can get an engineer, project engineer, project manager in here, or the person in this role is able to do that. They have the experience in the background. So I'm kind of working at both angles. The budget, I do have some concerns about it. Tammy and I have talked about this. So we will need to purchase furniture for the temporary hearing room, so the old circuit clerk's office. We will need to purchase the furniture for that, or have furniture in place for them to use, if they do any hearings. So if they're not at Hampshire County or, or they're not, I guess at this point it would be Hampshire County, if they're doing a hearing here, they will need furniture for that room. That is not budgeted in that initial budget that we put together.
Swipe some of the stuff from the waiting rooms, just since it's temporary.
Sure. I mean,
Do they have, do we have a list of everything they're going to need or?
I have drawings of what it will look like, so there's desks, chairs, basically that, but it'll need to be in place, for them to hold hearings in that room. And that room is not remodeled, so I don't know if there'll be anything else that needs to be done, that wasn't brought up, it was mainly just furniture.
The guys were working on the lights yesterday.
Yes, so, we are doing some things in-house. Yeah, we're gonna have to get window treatments, so blinds or something. Did we find out if we have blinds that fit it?
Jeff seems to think there is some downstairs. They don't match anything that's in the rest of the courthouse. I don't know if that matters since it's simply temporary.
So we have that option to use those if we'd like. Or we just have to have some sort of window coverings. Well, here it is in session. So just something to think about, cost wise, I don't know what that looks like, honestly, but we're not budgeting, we didn't budget it for it. And that was, I guess this was put together early. I think this started early last year, so sometime maybe in the spring, summer, I don't know. A lot of it was put together prior to me, which I'm very appreciative of, because there's a ton of the legwork that's already done. But just, that was something that, or I guess it maybe wasn't something we would have, we weren't considering back then. So just something to keep in mind that we need to make those purchases. And some of those could be used in the courtroom, like kept, unless they want to make that a permanent hearing room. So that's something that was brought up in my call to the Supreme Court, that they may want that to be a permanent hearing room, just so that in the future, if anything happens, let's say they have to do something, another remodel or an update, they can still use that room. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but it's something I'm trying to work through right now.
Well, it was nice too with having a table in there, because people could use it like a meeting room.
Sure.
It's.
Yeah. I think there are some meetings that are held in there, so they could still use that room, but I think in the future, if there would be a need for a hearing room, they would have the furniture in there, so. I will send the budget out. I think I've sent it to you all. I'm not sure if you have it, but I will send it out. So you can see that, and basically I'll pull what it would look like to pay for someone to oversee it, if they would do it for that amount of money. And also I can get an estimate of what it looks like for the hearing room for furniture, so.
That'll be on Tuesday's agenda.
Yeah.
Or Monday's, Monday's not.
Yeah.
I
So I'll
remember
put that-
Monday, not Tuesday.
So that's where we are with that. Like I said, in the past meeting, I brought up, extend that through the end of April. But still, it doesn't give us a lot of time, to get this completed, but I'm hopeful that it doesn't take more than like 3 months to remodel this. I wouldn't think it would if they're working on it all at one time. And I guess that leads into the next, we're already working on the lighting as far as discussed for temporary hearing room. There was some issues with the lighting, so did they get that worked out?
Yes.
Okay, so there were some issues with the LED lighting in there, but I think they got, made some adjustments and was able to get those working and not smoking. So we're looking at, the furniture, like we've already talked about, and then the window treatments. I'm assuming if we can get those, we'll go ahead and put them up, and I guess if there's an issue with what we put up, someone will definitely let me know, or I'll reach out to my contacts and see if they're okay with that. I can't imagine that it would be such a big deal. I think it's just important that there's something covering those windows.
A lot of windows.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully bright in there.
Okay, maintenance personnel duties.
So this is not specific to an employee, so, I'm not gonna need like an executive session. So what, we're looking at is, expanding out some of the duties of custodian. I've already broken them down to where our one maintenance person is, responsible for specific areas. So we plan to do that with, the second person. And I just wanted to bring that up. And then if we want to talk further about it, we can, but just trying to divvy out those duties so that, Isaiah has the assistance with covering, all buildings. Just kind of want to bring it up if there's an issue with that, with us utilizing the workforce in that manner. So, they will be performing maintenance duties as usual, but then we'll have an assigned day to do custodial work.
Good.
And I think their title is kind of not one and the same, but very generic, I guess, so.
Yeah.
But overall, I think we have a good team in maintenance, and our custodian, they seem to all work really well together. I encourage elected officials and people, if there's any issues, to just let us know. And if there's things that need to be done, put the work orders in. That's not a problem at all. We appreciate that. But overall, I think they're doing a good job, but they are down a person, of course. You know, we did not hire another custodian. But I think they're pulling their weight and pulling it together the best they can. So, and they seem to, like I said, they seem to work well together. It's good.
The officers are trying to do a little bit to help too on the road.
They are. I'd say the majority are doing that. And we appreciate that, of course.
Okay, the parking office.
So I guess I want to put this out there so that the next person, who takes this role will kind of have an idea what to do with it. Some people are using that parking lot down there. The parking lot I'm referring to is where probation was, the old blue building. Just want to have an idea of what we should do going forward. Like if we're gonna leave it gravel, put lines down so that people can park or that they park in there. I guess just have an idea of what to do, what to share with that next person.
I think it's right.
Everything's pretty much settled.
Yeah.
I guess it just had to settle because it had the weight of a building on it, a house. But everything's pretty much settled out. Just needs leveled out, basically. And then Doug Wolf had brought up, what's the term, Tammy? It's it's not like leftover recyclable. It's not gravel, but I guess it's from blacktop. Some people. Yeah, some people
Milling.
use that. Yes, some people use that, and then if there's anyone that we can get that from, that would be something that would make it. He said over time, I guess it packs down, and
Yeah.
they did it in the sheriff's.
Yeah, they did
storage.
share, if you get it, spread it out, and roll it.
Okay, so something like that, that would be, a lot less cost, but again, I don't know specifically who does those things here. I think Doug might have a contact if we can get that from him.
If they're doing milling someplace close to it, that kind of thing. Sometimes you can get them free, but sometimes you have to pay them to haul them there and dump them.
Yeah, but I think that would help,
Yeah.
level things out and make it more compact.
When they paint that parking lot, I don't know who you're gonna get to paint the maintenance, I'm assuming. Have them make it a little wider than what this is out here per car.
Well, that's something.
So there is, it's, people get their car doors side banged up. I got mine banged up. People don't care anymore about your car next door.
So I've been working on, actually Roger got me pictures from overhead of the lot,
Yes,
and I've been working on doing some lines, so I have questions for you guys. This is the picture. Can you see it, Jason? So, of course, this is West Street. This is the end, there's right now, the way it's set up, this is an entrance and this is an entrance and exit, and this is an entrance and exit into that alley. So do we wanna leave it like that? Do you wanna make this wide enough that two cars can, so that one can come in and one can leave, or do we just wanna make it one wide? Do you wanna have people parking the sidewalk up next to the building? Do you wanna have people be able to park right up against that building? Or right up to the sidewalk? If we camp back here, we'll have to leave that open, even though there's a car sitting in that picture. We gotta work around that gas building too. But
Are there anything around that gas building to protect it?
yeah, they have those boilers
I thought
around there.
they
In fact, they put new boilers, cause there wasn't any on this side, and they put them up.
Good. I knew the one side it wasn't, I didn't.
How close is the sidewalk to the building? Is it like a 36-inch sidewalk?
Yeah,
Yeah, looks like.
I just know the people that hit my poles and foxes, you might wanna consider.
yeah, I know. I was thinking about that too. So, and then I talked to the gas company, anything they asked to try not to park people right up against the boilers in case they need to get in there. But if we can leave a space around that, that won't be no problem. I thought I had a couple simple drawings in there, but I can't find them right now.
And then this parking lot is for staff.
Well, it's for anyone.
Yeah, I would like, to my opinion, is I would like to do it for staff. And I would like to, like I said before, I wanna go talk to the city with their change in leadership now. I kind of held off. but
Yeah, I understand.
I'd like to talk to the city about removing the parking meters on East Street. And I had another thought, if we could get them, if they would be willing to remove the parking meters, if we took and cut them poles off at the sidewalk and leave that empty hole and even put a cover over it. And then certain times of the year, we could get flags and put flags in those poles as well. I think that would look nice too, if the city will let us do that, but we gotta get their permission.
And what do you think of for handicap along the building?
Yeah, if we, so that's part of the thing with the Easter Street, if we could get those parking meters removed, we could, and they would let us to put in parking places, then we could have handicap, we could put handicap right in front of the building. That would actually serve both the courthouse and the thing, I think handicap covered. A handicap spot there, even though they have to walk across the street, I think that'll still serve for the courthouse as well as the annex.
How much would that affect Kaiser's revenue as far as?
What is there,
I know
maybe a dozen parking meters there?
Doubt there's any.
I doubt. Man, I talked to Dan, I'd already talked to Damon about it personally. And he was fine with it, and he said he would even consider giving us the street, letting us take over the street. However, right after that, the elections happened and all that changed, and so I was just going till, I think they have a meeting tonight, I might try to go to that tonight.
The thing about the parking meters is it keeps people rotating. Instead of somebody just parking there and then,
Well, that's just it, we can't have employees parking there all the time, and just,
employees shouldn't be parking.
Exactly.
There.
that's the whole thing with it.
It's nice getting all the county vehicles off of that section already, they're starting to use the other one. But having those parking meters on that street keeps other people from just in the area parking and staying there.
One of the things that concerns me about the street law, if you only let employees park in there, here in a few weeks, business won't pick up in the courthouse. You know how that is. It's gonna be enough parking outside for people coming in paying their taxes, because sometimes there's a waiting line.
I say,
And we need, if there's a parking spot there, let people use it.
I mean, obviously, people at the courthouse, working in the courthouse, they like parking on the other side, because they can just walk right in. And then a lot of them are using the Center Street parking too. So. I mean, are you gonna make all the employees that are parking like at the back on that side, come over here, and start parking?
Not necessarily, and if they want to park someplace else, that's fine. I mean, even if citizens want to come in there and park, but I don't want, the only thing I really want to strict, to me, in my opinion, would be along the street and right in front of the annex. Keeping our employees from parking there.
I think that's it, if you open the big parking lot to the citizens too, but then just tell employees you're not parking on the street.
Yeah.
That's the main thing, just tell employees, no park on the street, you would park in the designated area that you already have, or the new parking lot, but stay off the
Yeah.
street.
Then it probably wouldn't hurt on that big parking lot to put a couple of handicap parking spots in it.
Well, we can do
Well,
that.
not right now, it's gravel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The handicap parking spot would have to go to the front of the building where it's not gravel.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can't put them on gravel?
No, because you can't roll a wheelchair gravel. So that or a walk, I mean, you wouldn't want someone in a walker or anything like that. So they probably would have to go in that area.
What were you thinking? Sorry, his name slipped my mind, but the man that we're.
Smith?
Yeah,
No,
Charlie
yeah.
Smith. Or a big one.
We're gonna put a sign in there somewhere. What we kind of agreed to do, we'll put a sign in there somewhere.
Thanks, Jason. That was part of why I wanted to bring up the parking lot, because I want to make sure we didn't lose sight of that.
But as far as this entrance. And even turning in and pulling out, it's still gonna be hard for two vehicles getting in and
It's
out at
gonna
the
be
same
tough.
time.
Yeah.
But I really don't wanna, you force people to come in this way and go out the alley, then they gotta deal with the alley. I don't know if we wanna do that.
I just leave both exit and entrances open and let them, well.
So we got, this is the biggest thing though, is that making sure we don't want, or this will be an entrance exit and this will be an entrance exit. That's the only entrance exits in the whole thing.
Yeah, that's, yeah,
I think that would be fine.
two of them.
Yeah.
Paint the areas for the judges to park.
Well, that, we can worry about that later. I originally thought that there would be a drive-through right here, but this curb isn't set up for.
No,
For
it's
driving over.
right. I looked somewhere here sometime.
Cause I used to be in a little alley or street or something that people went into. Now it's not set up like that, the way they did the sidewalk, there's no rain fair.
Well, I don't know if it was here, but it was up here with the building.
It may, yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
it
up
was
there.
that, it was up there next to it. And it's,
So the in front there, where you can park now, where the meters are, there's a ramp, there's a place for wheelchairs, right? Is it, there's that island thing right
Yeah.
there. Is it further down though?
it's down there next to the.
So that's where you wanna put those.
Yes, down there next to the door.
That's where you.
Okay. So I have that to maybe by Monday, our next meeting, might be have a drawing or something, of what we can get in there. Best way to do it. And I agree with you, Roy, you're making wide enough that,
Yeah, this out here, kind of like,
yeah,
When you're getting some of the parking lots and you park in, and then when the person parks in the next spot, can't get.
You can't park.
out.
well, with my truck, it don't turn sharp.
The trucks that makes the part.
My truck does not turn sharp. I don't know why they make that, does not.
Get in there, and you start wiggling back and forth.
Yeah.
Then you get through all that,
yeah.
and you start out, and the person comes out and gets in the car.
That's a certain kind of thing.
Look, I hate the banging of the doors. I gotta get on my car now with somebody. That's aggravating.
I'm not sure what you wanna do, but if you want to do this, the rest of the meeting, and then we can start the executive session at 9:30.
Yeah, because then we pretty much close out the meeting at that point.
Yeah.
Instead of just everybody's. We got bills.
That wasn't on the agenda.
Maybe we won't have any Mondays then, right?
Oh, no, unfortunately, we'll have some Monday too.
Can we do what the board's on Monday then? Well,
A regular crash, yeah.
Millions.
Cindy, people let us know.
Yeah.
The courtroom, are you putting that out again for bid, or are you putting that out for
It is.
advertisement to bid? It is out.
It's in the, it'd be in the Cumberland,
Okay.
and we're like contacting, contractors, so.
I contacted.
We're putting it out, like, I've had some not respond, but we're putting it out there. We did look at posting it in a, what was that? It was in the contractors, association or something like that. What's the cost? Was like $800 for just, yeah, for just like a day, or not like a day, but like, just for like a, was it like a newsletter or something?
Yeah.
And then, but it would range to like $2,000-3,000. But I mean, some of those run for a year, of course, and we wouldn't need that, but we didn't go that route yet. Just because of the cost of advertising.
And then last time I did the deputy sheriff ads, I didn't move all of our local newspapers cost us $1,000 to get them in.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive, more than we realized.
The EMS reimbursements are in here too, so what was the amount that they got up to then?
Yeah, sometimes they,
We had some nice sizes in here, but we had a couple small ones too. So this stack is the size of the EMS units. And then this is all key card.
I think we spent, or basically what was spent was 97,102.43, and reimbursed, because we're reimbursed 70% based on the language of the, grant money, 67,971.70.
So 67 out of the 90,000. Pretty good, but it's a lot better than.
Yeah. And we did it, we pushed, well, I mean, I worked with them up until like the day of, so. And I think some departments were able to purchase some really good items that they'll need for future use.
That was approved at the last meeting, just need to see.
Did you get it? That's not actually what they're being paid right now.
No, it's reimbursable. We have to put the purchase order in, that's the purchase order, we put the purchase order, the full amount. And then as it's paid out, like, this is what they. So your signature goes on the left-hand side and Roger will sign it.
Why was it?
As a committee, that we don't sign that, please.
You have a, sense of how
Carry over.
the carryover will be.
I know without these bills even being paid, without the purchase or without the fee card hitting the accounts, there's already 5 accounts that are over. I just didn't have any over. Normally, I mean, you're not supposed to have any over. Last year, we actually had 2 that went over because one of them was a statewide network because they got us the invoice at the end of the last day of the fiscal year. And, I don't remember the other ones over last year.
Do you know how much I have left in it?
I do.
Yeah, just, yeah, the water, focus in on things. Instead of, a really good equipment. Of this one, and it's went down. It's kind of significant, yeah.
Probably this phone process.
Yeah, yeah. We did one more shot. Let's see what next month looks like.
Hey, Kim. What were the two questions regarding the W twos from the commission?
Right there under his spec.
One is if we were gonna participate in the Trump County vote. We don't have to vote on it, we did that. Yeah, I thought there was another question though. We will change our format. I can't really focus. Okay. Got that how you worded it.
You do.
Um. Yeah, how you worded that. You got a question on?
She will do something.
Uh-huh,
I never she didn't sound, that's why I was wondering.
uh-huh. Yeah. Yes. All right, thanks. But
You can sign up.
okay, while you're looking through the bills, if I can talk, if you can listen and look at the same time. Okay, so Kim's gonna take a picture of the other letter we got. I apparently brought the wrong one with me. That's why I was like, where's the question? Some changes with the state W-2s and taxes. With the overtime deductions and also the tax cut too. That's gonna actually go into effect with the next pay. But we're gonna have to change our W-2s to reflect the overtime. And then also we need to submit a statement to the employees at the end of the year that have the overtime. Also, there was a question, and they need to know this because they need to know how they're gonna format regarding are you all familiar with the Trump accounts? For the
Yes.
kids?
The new one that's.
Oh,
Okay, so will your organization be offering an employee contribution benefit to Trump individual retirement account? So is that one not for the kids, that one's for the. I don't know if that one's in a full effect yet. the other question is, does about regarding tips, we don't receive tips, we don't have to worry about that question. But in formatting, the proper data on the W-2s, they needed us to answer those two questions. So will your organization be offering an employee contribution benefit to Trump individual retirement accounts? So I don't know when they need this by, I'm sure the sooner the better. But you need that to wait until Monday.
Yeah. More information about that.
And then the other thing, let me just reply to her. Okay, she does need to answer these so they can update the system. And I don't know. I'll put her profile in. Okay, so have her check on that. See if it can wait till Monday. The other thing is, I have been inquiring about why we're not receiving interest on some of our funds. And, in talking to. Okay, Kim says they just need as soon as possible. I guess Monday will have to be as soon as possible.
So this is where it's from.
For the Trump retirement accounts.
How much?
I don't know, I know the ones, the children that were born in 25,
That's a separate account.
that's the new account that I think $1,000. Then there's the kids that were born from 2016 to 24, have a different kind, and then they were talking about the one,
Another one.
Yes.
Institution.
would that be the retirement funds? I don't know. So yeah, there's a lot of different things going on there.
They can withdraw it after they're at 18 years old. That's for all of them. That's yours, though.
Roger.
I'm getting bad.
No, I wasn't laughing about that. You just kind of frisbeed it off.
Well, it's just, I can't hold it.
He's done with looking at that one.
You should have seen me, I was doing something over at the house the other day.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Oh, I mean, I don't understand to that extent, but these fingers from carpal tunnel,
You got corporate time?
yeah.
I'm telling you,
One
Rick,
day I'm gonna have to get it fixed,
you better, how bad are they?
real severe. But it's weird because it's my left hand more than my right, and I'm right-handed.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what he did. I don't know if you, he
Yeah,
stuck a
but-
needle. He
No.
stuck a needle into my
And you
finger.
didn't even notice it, did you?
Couldn't even feel it. That's how bad this one is. And this one's getting that way. They're numb. On the ends of them, they're numb. How many fingertips is numb?
Just my middle.
Just your middle. Normally it starts with thumb, this one, and the top of this one.
Just my middle now.
Those are connected. When I blew the disc in my back, however, those are connected to the other two.
Yeah.
And it's not good. But I go for surgery on it here. I don't know when. I gotta find out.
Okay, so I had inquired about the interest, while we weren't receiving interest. And, so I ran into Shelley and she said she'd get the appointment. I got scheduled to go up to the bank on the 3rd. And we spent over 2 hours going account by account. What the account was, how much revenue comes in every year, how often we have expenditures, the balances on the accounts. They have different kinds of accounts. When we moved from Grant County to First United, the accounts were all set up under the sweep accounts. Then as the newer accounts were started, they were set up as Freedom Business. But there were also some other accounts were set up under Money Market. They were set up under a community activity account. One was set up as a savings account. But there's different requirements for those. Number one, for the money market. And then, of course, the light went off because I was talking to her, like, why aren't we getting interest on these accounts? Well, you don't get interest on checking accounts. You get interest on savings accounts. And these are all checking accounts, but by putting them under the sweeps, that's where we were gaining our interest. But there were three accounts, the new accounts that were set up under money market. And they have to have a minimum balance to be set up as a money market. And, they can't have so many transactions a month. One of them was the county fire protection was set up under money market. I believe it was 25,000 was the minimum. Well, there's $524 in there right now. We're not gonna get another deposit till January. And you're allowed one or two transactions a month, but then we just wrote out 22 checks last month. So with that, you get penalized, you get, you know, it's, you get fined. Well, they're waiving our fees right now. They're trying, so I said, we need to adjust these. We need to find out what will work best. So the bank's not having to deal with the fees, we're not having to deal with the fees, and we're getting the best for the county. So, the rainy day was just set up under a regular business account when it came over from FMB. So that's why we haven't got any interest on the 679,000. So we flip-flopped a couple of them into the sweep accounts, the higher ones into the sweep accounts or the money market. The rainy day into the money market, excuse me, I got ahead of myself. Move it into a money market because it's got a better interest on it than the sweep accounts. And then move some of the lower funds out of sweep and put some of the higher ones into sweep. And then, some of the other accounts, the community, I think it was the community action account, it has to have a minimum of $2,500. Well, the two funds that were set up under that had less than $2,000. So that was another one where if you're under that threshold, then there's fees that they're having to waive every month. So just looking at those, and I told her, I said, you know, we went, like I said, we spent 2 hours, we went, you know, what kind of accounts, what their accounts, the requirements are to be under those different kinds of accounts. And what our funds were and how those funds adjusted every year. I told her some of them would zero out in December, some of them would zero out in June. And I told her, of course, I said, she's like, oh, we'll get these. I said, wait, I don't have the authority changes. The sheriff is the treasurer and the commission. They have to make these changes. So to move forward with these changes, the commission would have to give authority so she can get documentation to move the accounts around.
For some of these large accounts, can't you put up a CD? You get a lot better interest.
Well, we have some in the CD.
Yeah, I know there's.
But when these, a lot of these funds we are using.
The small ones. Be a waste.
Yes, and the other ones, if you put them even into a money market, and it's a lot easier. The other issue we have with the CDs, we're not getting the documentation on them and we can't book them until they mature, okay? Because they go up and down. The 1 month they might decrease $8,000, next month they might go
They're
up.
not locked in.
No. So Chris can't actually book them, every month. We have to wait until they mature. Well, one of them doesn't mature till 27, one doesn't mature till 29, one doesn't mature till 2030. Two of them mature today. Two of them for the rainy day mature July 8th. So two of them, that'll be on the agenda for Monday, whether we want to reinvest, and we can have a net to give us some rates on those for the rainy day. But with the CDs, the building commission reserve account. 250 of that is in a CD till 2030, and it's at 4.25%. And that's a good one. But the rainy day, it was broken down into 4 different CDs and they were staggered. But again, we can't book, we don't know what we're getting off of them because we don't see that until it matures.
You don't see nothing on your CDs to do. I just got one the other day from online.
Yeah, but we can't book it because we can't book negatives.
All mine's positive, so Marty could. Yours is positive. I'm positive I'm gonna make money, it wouldn't be there.
Okay, 911, that's the one that was closed out. That was the one that was just closed out, it matured, it went back into the 911 fund. They just need to have documents signed, so they can transfer those funds back into the 911 fund. I did also clarification, because they said, where did the interest go? I said, back into the fund in which it was pulled from.
Just the interest.
You can't intermingle. Well, 911's closed out, it's going completely back in. So the building commission,
When you say closed out, so they're gonna take all this money here and go into the 911?
we already spent it. We have to, that's what the remodel. They spent
All
it,
up there, okay, I
they
got
spent it
that.
all, yeah,
Okay. A lot of money being spent.
yeah. And then rainy day, like I said, there's two of them that matured, today. So what, that'll be on the agenda to, whether you wanna reinvest those for rainy day, but then the 679,000. That was in rainy day, to move that one into a money market instead of just a checking account that's not accruing any interest. If we put it into a money market, based on the amount in the account is the amount of, interest that we can get. Very interested in moving the accounts, or it's not, it'll be on the agenda for Monday. But to go ahead and move forward with readjusting these accounts to lessen the number of fines and fees and to benefit the county.
This 1 month thing here, why is it less than what it started with?
That's what I'm talking about. That's why we can't book it. We can't book it until the end.
I've never.
That was my concern when I saw the very first statement. And it was a decrease of like $8,000. I was like, wow. So,
When was that open? How long ago?
about a year or two ago. It's been about 2 years, maybe, time gets away from me.
Okay.
Interest is dropping just a little bit.
We staggered them, we did like a 12-month and 18 months,
Okay.
36 months, so that we didn't. For rainy day, it was $1 million, and we did 4 different $250,000 CDs,
Okay.
and then we staggered them. You know, should we need one,
Sure.
some of those funds. But the idea is rainy days should not be touched. So that's why, put it in the money market. Which the dollar amount is good for the money market, and then we also don't do transactions off of it, which was another requirement for the money market, that you're not actually doing transactions. Like we were, the EMS,
So we can't do it. This is not
I
good.
think opioid is under money market. Opioid is under money market, and that's where we're getting this percent.
It's done really well.
Yeah, and that's because we don't really, I think it's like maybe 2 or 3 transactions a month was about, we wrote 5 transactions in June, but we generally don't write out. The month before we did 1 transaction, so, she said that would probably be okay, but we do have to watch that. Now that I have a better understanding of how these, thinking that all these accounts were set up the same way. I just assumed they were all set up the same way.
As well.
There was such a variety.
Okay.
So it was very informative. I kind of wish that, had I known that, I would have had, the tax office there with me. We could have got a better understanding. There was a couple accounts that we could close, that hasn't had any activity or is no longer used. So help clean up some of that too. So I'll get a better list on it for Monday to just give you a heads up so you're not blindsided on Monday then.
Because them going the wrong direction.
So that's the CDs.
I know, that's what I'm saying, that don't, I
I don't understand.
I don't
the negative
understand that
numbers on
either.
there.
I don't understand
Trust me,
that.
that's been my concern day one.
I don't,
Why does it show negative numbers? If there's interest going in, as long as it's showing negative numbers.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
She might have some wisdom.
It sounds like they're brokered CDs,
Yes.
meaning that it's like secondary market, that maybe First United is not holding them in-house. They can fluctuate, and I can't believe that the county would have invested them. If we need the money, you can, at a certain point, you run the risk of having to pay the penalty for early withdrawal and getting less than you invested in it. Very irresponsible to ever put the county funds in an account like that. I would think a primary market, like you said, your understanding, Roger, is something that would accrue over time. If you withdraw early, you would take a penalty,
You get a penalty.
but not until the very end, the full maturation date, would they get the full growth on it. But you're not gonna lose the money that you put in. I don't believe on it. Shelley could obviously speak.
No, we're locked in. We're guaranteed that we will at least get our million back. We are guaranteed that, because that was my concern, especially when I saw the very first statement where it was a negative. I was like, oh my gosh, did we just lose several $1,000s in 1 month? But she said, no, she guaranteed that, our million, and that's why I mean, it's an investment, CD, so there are times when it is gonna decrease. I think the money market, I felt safe with the money market. I don't know,
Yeah,
But you don't
that
get
is the way it was sold.
You don't get the interest on
not quite as much
it. You don't get
interest.
as much interest.
They were decent. They were
It wasn't bad.
2.65, I think, for the one because of the amount that was in the account. But I felt safe with that. I didn't like the thought of an investment CD. That scared me from the beginning, but I said, as long as we're guaranteed, and I asked them that day in here, are we guaranteed what we put in at least?
We already talked to the money man about this.
It could type of CD. I mean, like she said, a lot of those are like a high risk reward. I mean, I don't know when those come up, but you might want to seriously consider.
The two of them come up that matured today. Which I thought was kind of good timing because I was like, oh yeah, two of them mature today, so we can decide.
How much you better off money market account.
Sure, you want more, better off just roll them over into a one time.
Are we gonna need to mature today?
It'll be on the agenda for Monday,
I know, but are we gonna need the money? How much is in them, and are we gonna? need
250,000 apiece.
A piece, are we gonna need the money?
But it's in rainy days in our financial stabilization. The idea is that we don't touch it unless we really need it.
Well, what, we ought to check on 6 months to 1 year CD where we can make money, cause you'll make more money, you'll get a couple % more interest.
I would say the one with the building commission reserve, it's at 4.25.
That's not too bad.
It matures in 2030.
Yeah, that.
But we can't touch that money for 40 years, so I said we're not doing anything, so 2030 is why it was stretched out so far. So, but
Your
I'll.
longer terms are always your highest interest rates.
That's right.
Your longer terms are always your.
Oh,
highest
yeah.
interest rate.
I just want to give you a heads up, like I said, so we can follow through on that on Monday, so we can move forward. I would have probably liked to have had that meeting about a month ago, because now a lot of that stuff we had to carry into the new fiscal year, a lot of those accounts that we closed, we gotta carry them into a whole other fiscal year on our books. So,
Well, you ready to go into it? You going into
Yes.
executive session?
and this is just gonna be the interview, so there's not gonna be any action taken.
No
right?
action.
No, actually, no, it can't be, because the job comes down tomorrow.
Okay, so I'm gonna be going back up to you. Okay, so when you're done your executive session, if you can just let me know who makes the motion to
All
adjourn.
right.
After.
I move we're going to executive session.
I'll say it, yeah.
I agree. Amount of executive session, no actions taken. I make a motion we adjourn.
A second.
I agree to.